Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the series where I am recreating Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex from Security Breach in Minecraft. In part 1 we started off with the main lobby and entrance area, and in this episode we are going to be moving on to the daycare. Before we begin, I just want to let you guys know that in the description of this video is going to be a list of details regarding this build, so I highly recommend you guys read that before we get started. But without any further ado, let's begin with a time lapse. So of course I had to start with the hallway that leads to the daycare itself, and even though the shape of the room is very weird in design, I would say this turned out quite well. I'm really happy with the way the pixel art turned out, the shape of the fountain, and of course all of the other decorations in the area. Getting the shape of the hallway was definitely the most challenging part of this build by far, as trying to recreate this as accurate to the in-game as possible, it was really difficult trying to merge the size of the building in-game and convert it in Minecraft using blocks. Something that wasn't in the time-lapse, however, that I built right after was the bathrooms themselves in the hallway. Now those weren't that difficult to recreate as they are just simple rectangle boxes. However, there were still some bits of the bathroom that made it really difficult. For example, trying to get the right amount of stalls of the bathrooms, and even the pixel art of the sun and moon in those bathrooms was definitely the most challenging part. However, now that we've finished working on the hallway, it is now time that we've moved on to the Superstar Daycare itself. Unlike the main lobby and entrance area, I decided to start with this section of the building by making an outline. This should hopefully make the building experience a lot easier now that everything has an outline and I'm able to just fill in the blanks. When you look at the scale of the daycare to the main lobby and entrance area, it really shows you how big this building is. However, I'm really happy that I managed to get this all out the way with, because now this should make my life a lot easier while building. But we have absolutely everything here that belongs to the daycare. So we have the main entrance area where we have that little balcony platform. room. This red outline here is where the play area is going to be. However, that's probably what I'm going to be working on last. We have all the separate party rooms in this hallway right here. We have the outline for the bathrooms. We have the downstairs area. We have the arcade area over there. And we have the store area here. And of course, I've gone ahead and added in the Fazbear Theater without the basement area at the moment. I'm going to be working on the basement maybe after I'm done with the daycare. That'll probably be something I do in the in-between episodes or as a little update at the end of this video. But now there is only one final thing to do, and that is to get started with the build. So what I would call part 1 of the daycare is now complete. Everything except the daycare itself and the Fazbear Theatre is finished, and I'd say it turned out quite well. All of the party rooms are here, which are just simple rectangular rooms with a mixed match of different tables and decoration. Something I want to bring attention to, however, are the sun and moon statues, as given the scale I had to work with, I'm pretty proud with the way these turned out. There are even miniature versions of these statues in the gift shop of the bottom floor of the daycare, which is complete with all the different shop racks and details. The arcade on the other side of the room has the different types of arcade machines that people would be able to play, as well as the air hockey tables to coincide with them. Underneath the center balcony we have the bathrooms, which, to be perfectly honest, there is nothing really special with them, just rows of stalls and sinks to fill in the room. Now is this part of the build finished? However, next is going to be the Fazbear Theatre, which I have to be honest with you is probably what I've been looking forward to most with the daycare section of the building. So I'll go ahead and get started filling in the room, and I'll be back in a few moments with an update. A few hours later and the Fazbear Theatre is now completed. I definitely underestimated how building this room would turn out, as it was not as simple as I thought it would be. In the end though, the result is something I am very satisfied with, and it makes a great addition to the build. Even the pixel art of the cartoon Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy turned out a lot better than I was expecting. Something that didn't help either was how tight and compact some of the rooms in this building are, which made it really difficult to work with the space I had. Of course, I didn't forget the secret door that you unlock once you take pictures of all of the cardboard cutouts, which contains the room the daycare attendant stays in until the daycare opens. I even got carried away while building and went ahead and built the basement area underneath the theater, complete with all the rooms and storage modules. Overall, this was definitely a part of the build I enjoyed working on most. However, there is still one last thing that needs to be built before we can call the Superstar Daycare complete. And that is, of course, the daycare itself. You can see we still have this giant open area, which honestly this room feels unfinished without the main attraction itself. So we have this big open area to work with. This should hopefully be enough space to work with. I'm pretty sure we'll have plenty of space. However, designing the play structures themselves is the reason why I've been holding this off till last, because I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be doing that just yet. However, I'm pretty sure once I get started with it and just start placing down blocks, it should get easier as I go along. So let's get into one final time lapse and finish the Superstar Daycare. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the daycare is now all completed, and I must say this was definitely the most challenging part of this entire build so far. The play structures themselves went through several redesigns before I ended up starting with this design here, and honestly, I'm still happy with the way this turned out. There was no way I could get it to be accurate in game. I still think I got the point across, and I think it still turned out quite well. It still sends the message that you're inside the play area, and you are of course able to climb around in the play structures themselves. Like I said though, it is not accurate to the in-game. However, you're still able to go find these generators that have hit around the whole place, and of course you're still able to go up to the higher levels of the place to try escape the daycare attendant. Even the security office in the corner of the play area was difficult to work with because of the angle of the building. This entire daycare is shaped in an oval area, so trying to make a rainbow in a corner like this angled with the space given to me, it was really quite difficult. However, I still think it turned out quite well. We still have all 3 monitors, we still have the charging station where you're able to equip your flashlight, we still have the advertisement for Sunny Drop, and of course we still have the save station. Now, my favorite part of the playground is definitely going to be the bull pit area with the castle structures, and I'd say this turned out really well once again. There's just so many colors to look at that it just makes you look all over, and it makes this place so appealing to just view, looking at all the colors here. And in fact, we get a look of what the play structures were originally going to be. So since these play structures are in the corner of the area, I was able to use these warped trapped doors. That way it wouldn't have to be as big and bulky as the play structures on the other side of the room. I still managed to add in all the pixel art as you can see here, and of course the giant Freddy plushie, which if I'm going to be honest with you, I think might be the best part of this build. This Freddy plushie looks absolutely adorable. Something you might have noticed about this variation of the build is that I didn't add in any of the netting area that surrounds the play structures. Now, to be completely honest with you, that was completely intentional, as I tried my best to see how I could do this. However, putting a netting around the whole area I think takes away from the build, as it makes it really difficult to view what's on the inside from the outside view. With all that said and done, however, the daycare is now complete, and I couldn't be more happy with the way this turned out. This was definitely a lot more challenging to build than the main entrance and lobby area, and I really do hope that you appreciate this build as much as I do. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I really do hope that you enjoyed this episode, as I know a lot of you have been anticipating the daycare since I uploaded part 1. If you did enjoy, then make sure to leave a like on it, and if you are new to the channel, why not consider subscribing? If you did subscribe, make sure you hit the bell, make sure you're so notified every time I upload, and you don't miss out when I upload part 3, where we are going to be building the atrium. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and I will of course see you in my next video.